Everyone. Marcus lives in Florida. Marcus mails some oranges to his 6 cousins who live in New York City. The oranges are mailed in a box that has 4 rows with 6 oranges in each row. How many oranges does Marcus mail to his 6 cousins in New York City? Each cousin eats the same amount of the oranges. How many oranges does each cousin eat? Show all of your mathematical thinking. So, again, like we talked about in class, read the problem twice and then see where we're going to start at. So, again, Marcus lives in Florida. Marcus mails some oranges to his 6 cousins who live in New York City. The oranges are mailed in a box that has 4 rows with 6 oranges in each row. How many oranges does Marcus mail to his 6 cousins in New York City? Each cousin eats the same amount of the oranges. How many oranges does each cousin eat? So, a couple of different entry points for this problem. I'd love for you to stop the video and try to solve, and then come back and see to check your work. So, thinking about our first part of our question, having to unpack this problem, I look down here, the oranges are mailed in a box that has 4 rows with 6 oranges in each row. How many oranges does Marcus mail to his 6 cousins in New York City? So, starting point, it said it had 4 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6 in each row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I can go through. So thinking about this, we've got an equal rows and columns. We know that this is an array. We have a 4 by 6 array. So using the multiplication facts that we know that 4 times 6 is 24. For those of you who are still struggling with your sixes, we could also break this up into 5 and 1, and we know 4 times 5 equals 20, and 4 times 1 equals 4, so 24. So looking back at our problem, first question that it asked was, how many oranges does Marcus mail to his 6 cousins in New York City? So now we know that Marcus mailed 24 oranges to his cousins in New York City. Using a CSRQ statement to respond. Now, going back, see what our next part of our problem is. Each cousin eats the same amount of the oranges. How many oranges does each cousin eat? Well, we have to go back and think, how many cousins are there? Well, there's 6 cousins. So then I know I have 24 oranges. And we should be thinking that, well, 24, we're going to have to equally share with the 6 cousins. So then we can say that 24 divided by 6. So we could go into a partial quotient situation here, but I know you really probably don't need to do that. Y'all are pretty good with your multiplication facts. Y'all done a great job with those. So thinking about what times 6 times what equals 24. So 6 times 4 we know equals 24. So then that tells us if 24 divided by 6, then 6 times 4 equals 24. Then 24 divided by 6 must be 4. And so each cousin eats 4 oranges. So just to go back and revisit our question, says Marcus lives in Florida. Marcus mails some oranges to his cousins who live in New York City. The oranges are mailed in a box that has 4 rows with 6 oranges in each row. How many oranges does Marcus mail to his 6 cousins in New York City? Looking at our problem, we know that 4 times 6 equals 24 with an array of 4 by 6. So he mails his cousins 24 oranges. Then it asks, each cousin eats the same amount of oranges. How many oranges does each cousin eat? So we've got 24 oranges divided by the 6 cousins equaling 4, because we know 6 times 4 equals 24. Also, if you're struggling with that division piece, you could also always go back to drawing a picture. That's okay. So 24 oranges divided by 6. So I've got my 6 cousins. And then I can just count them out if I need to. for a total of 24. And I see that there are 4 in each one of these. So I know that each cousin is going to get 4 oranges. Thanks so much, guys. Hope y'all have a great day.